we are standing by for the CGI to dictate a tentative order, because just moments ago the CGI said that he's going to dictate a tentative order. What does this go on to mean? What we are getting to know, we're getting indications that some interim orders are likely to be pronounced, and this is only being mulled. A tentative, the CGI is going to dictate a tentative order. The three options that are being mulled, the details of which even Sabyasachi was bringing to us. One, whatever property declared as waqf by user or declared by court will not be denotified. Number two, the collector can in fact can continue with proceedings. And there's breaking news coming in. The CGI has just said one thing is disturbing, and we are quoting from what the CGI said in the court. One thing is disturbing, which is the violence that is going on. Big observation coming in from the CGI at this point of time. The CGI has taken note of the violence that has been going on. The violence that took place in Murshidabad has shocked the entire country. 3 people have lost their lives. Now the CGI, while hearing the petitions against the Waqf law, has taken note of the violence. And the CGI has said, and I quote from what has just happened in the court, the CGI has said, one thing is disturbing, that is the violence which is going on. Let's go back to Priyank, who's getting us the latest. Very big observation coming in. While the CGI says that he's going to dictate the tentative order, he's also made an observation about the violence. The Supreme Court is disturbed by what is happening. The Supreme Court has said that the violence which is going on during these protests is absolutely disturbing. Priyank, over to you.
Yes, certainly, Sagrika, that's a big observation coming out from the Apex Court, where the CGI has spoken about the violence which is continuing and the violence which happened following to the protests which was opposing the Waqf Act. The CGI has said during the course of hearing before pronouncing the tentative order that the violence which is happening is very disturbing. So the Supreme Court has certainly taken note of the violence. We have one more observation coming in. This is a breaking news broadcast, non-stop updates coming in from the court. And let me just read out what is happening. The Supreme Court will continue hearing till 2 p.m. tomorrow. That's the latest update. And the SG has sought more time to argue when the Supreme Court tried to pass an interim order. So the latest coming in, one, the Supreme Court, the CGI is disturbed. The CGI has taken note of the violence that has taken place while the court was trying to pass an interim order. The SG sought more time, and now it has been decided that the hearing will go on, will again start tomorrow at 2 p.m. Over to you, Priyank. Take us through the latest. Yes, Sagrika, before the interim order could have come up from the Apex Court, the now Solicitor General Tushar Mehta had sought some more time. That's why the hearing is expected to once again begin at 2 p.m. tomorrow. So for the last 2.5 hours approximately, the argument in this particular case has been going on at the Apex Court, where the CGI bench has been hearing the bunch of petitions which was moved against the Waqf Amended Act. Now the court also spoke about that violence which is happening in several parts of the country is very disturbing, and since the SG wanted to put forward some more points before the court can actually pronounce the order in this particular bench of petition, which was primarily looking into 2 aspects. One, whether the Supreme Court should hear this matter, and what could have been the point which the petitioners want to put forward before the court. The argument has been continued since almost 2 hours. Now what we are getting to know from the information which is coming from inside the court, that the hearing is expected to begin at 2 p.m. tomorrow. But the big takeaway from the hearing that went on for over 2 hours today, the CGI has taken note, the Supreme Court has taken note of the violence that has been playing out. Murshidabad saw unprecedented violence. There was violence that also spread to Bhangor. In Murshidabad, after the violence that ripped through those villages, 3 people lost their lives. We got you the story of Hargobindo Das and Chandan Das, the victims of anarchy, the way they were butchered by a mob. Their families are now scared and they've shifted to Jharkhand. And now, during the hearing, when the hearing was going on, when there were petitioners who came ahead and they said that the new law is not constitutional, it is discriminatory, when arguments were put forth with regards to Waqf by user, the Supreme Court now has said in clear words that it is disturbed by the violence that is taking place. The biggest headline from today's hearing, the Supreme Court is concerned with regards to the violence. So all those who've gone silent, the Supreme Court has drawn the line. The Supreme Court has made a very clear observation. It is disturbed by the violence that is happening. Once again, let me go back to my colleagues. Deepankar is joining us, Sabyasachi with us, Priyank also with us. Sabyasachi, take us through what's now expected. What happened in the last few minutes in the court?
Well, see, what highlights is that the CGI clearly highlighting that it is very much disturbing to see violence happening.
I beg your pardon for
the
interjecting.
Solicitor
Another
General
breaking news
has
update coming in. The SG has also made a mention with regards to the violence. The SG has said in court, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta says, and that's the latest breaking news update, that system is being pressurized using violence. So in the courtroom today, the CGI has said, and I quote, one thing is disturbing, the violence which is going on, to which SG Mehta also remarked, and he said in court, system is being pressurized using violence. So the court has taken note of everything that is happening, especially in the state of Bengal. Over to you, Sabyasachi.
Well, that's right. The Solicitor General clearly mentioning that the system is being pressurized using violence. And now clearly what's happening in Murshidabad and also the violence spreading to Bhangur. Now today also Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, while speaking to the Muslim clerics in Kolkata at the Netaji Indoor Stadium, in fact what she pointed out to the clerics that the protest should take place and the protest should take place in the national capital. Why are you protesting here in the state of West Bengal? You should protest in the state of the national capital. And the India Alliance, in fact, she urged the India Alliance to extend their support to
Dipankar,
this
Priyank,
agitation.
Sabyasachi,
In fact,
Mohit,
she
all of
also
you stay
said,
with us because we have the latest reactions coming in from the Supreme Court. The hearing is over. Tomorrow it will resume at 2 o'clock.
यह जो संशोधित कानून है ये उसका हनन करता है, लेकिन भारत सरकार के तरफ से सॉलिसिटर जनरल और हम लोग जो समर्थक इस संशोधन के हैं, हम लोग के तरफ से जो सीनियर एडवोकेट्स और हम लोगों ने भी अपनी बात रखी कि जो अमेंडमेंट है वो बिल्कुल संविधान सम्मत है। और उसमें के अमेंडमेंट को जब आप देखेंगे, चाहे वो सेक्शन 3 का अमेंडमेंट हो, सेक्शन 9 का अमेंडमेंट हो, सेक्शन 14 का अमेंडमेंट हो, सेक्शन 36 का अमेंडमेंट हो 83 में, तो कोई भी फंडामेंटल राइट का हनन नहीं हो रहा है। माननीय बेंच भी अपने ऑब्जर्वेशन में कहा कि हाँ, जो बहुत सारे अमेंडमेंट्स हैं वह ऐसा प्रतीत होता है कि संविधान के अनुसार है, लेकिन उनका जो यूजर का जो डेफिनेशन है उस पर कोर्ट कुछ क्लैरिफिकेशन चाह रही थी। साथ ही साथ कोर्ट का कहना था कि जो काउंसिल के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में जो मेंबर्स हैं उसमें हिंदू मेंबर्स को लेकर के कोर्ट क्लैरिफिकेशन चाह रही है। इन दो मुद्दों पर कल सॉलिसिटर जनरल साहब से और जो हिंदू पक्ष के जो तमाम हम वकील हैं हम लोगों से उस पर असिस्टेंस मांगा है, क्लैरिफिकेशन मांगा है। अब कल जो है सारे मुद्दे की सुनवाई 2 बजे होगी।
So those are the latest reactions of the lawyers who've just come out of the Supreme Court after that marathon hearing. But the biggest takeaway from today's hearing is the fact that the Supreme Court has said it clearly that it is disturbed by the violence. Let me go across to Dipankar, who's with us, who's also speaking to the lawyers and the petitioners who are now coming out. Dipankar, over to you.
कोर्ट से हमें इसमें इंसाफ मिलेगा और राहत मिलेगी।
ऐसा लग रहा है कि वक्त की संपत्ति।
Well, we have with us Mr. Amanatullah Khan and he's addressing the media right now.
बिल्कुल उम्मीद है, और जिस तरह से ये वक्त की ज़मीनों को कब्जा करने के लिए ये एक्ट लाया गया है उस पे कहीं ना कहीं हमें पूरी उम्मीद है इसमें राहत मिलेगी।
ठीक है, लेकिन कोर्ट की तरफ से ये भी चिंता जताई गई कि जैसे दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट की जमीन पे भी वक्फ का दावा किया गया है, इस तरह के भी मुद्दे होते आए।
मैं वहाँ चेयरमैन रहा हूँ, हमने अभी ऐसा कभी नहीं। देखिए, कोई भी आदमी खड़े होकर के मीडिया के अंदर कह दे देखिए वक्फ की यहाँ पर दिल्ली के लिए ये एक्ट लाया गया है, उस पर कहीं ना कहीं हमें पूरी उम्मीद है इसमें राहत मिलेगी।
ठीक है, लेकिन कोर्ट की तरफ से ये भी चिंता जताई गई कि जैसे दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट की जमीन पे भी वक्फ का दावा किया गया है, इस तरह के भी मुद्दे होते आए।
मैं वहाँ चेयरमैन रहा हूँ, हमने अभी ऐसा कभी नहीं। देखिए, कोई भी आदमी खड़े होकर के मीडिया के अंदर कह दे देखिए वक्फ की यहाँ पर दिल्ली के अंदर 1977 प्रॉपर्टीज हैं और सबका गजट नोटिफिकेशन है, वो सब जो है गजट में है और एरिया भी गजट के अंदर है। जबकि मैं चेयरमैन था तो हमने सारे केसेस जीते। अब जब इनका, जैसे मैं मिसाल देता हूं कि ये सारी चीज़ें अब उसके बाद जब मैं 2023 में चेयरमैन नहीं रहा, पद से हट गया, तो अब रेवेन्यू जो सेक्रेटरी है वो जो है उसको देख रहे हैं, तो शाही ईदगाह का मसला आया, तो शाही ईदगाह की ज़मीन को बाकायदा उसने एफिडेविट दिया कि हमारी नहीं है। एक नखुंजी मस्जिद है वहाँ, उसके अंदर मेहरौली के अंदर कई सारी दरगाहें हैं, उस पर उन्होंने जो है क्लेम किया। मैं कह रहा हूँ कि केंद्र सरकार या स्टेट अगर किसी ज़मीन को लेना चाहती है तो CO या जो डीएम को ये पावर दे रहे हैं तो वो उसको कैसे चैलेंज कर सकता है, उनके खिलाफ कैसे जा सकता है? सरकार के खिलाफ नहीं जा सकता। तो केंद्र सरकार ने एक नोटिफिकेशन जारी किया था 123 प्रॉपर्टीज का, और सारी ज़मीनें उन्होंने अपने अंडर ले ली थी। तो मैं क्योंकि इनके अधीन नहीं आता, क्योंकि हमारी अलग सरकार है और ऑटोनोमस बॉडी थी।
So let's go straight across to Harish Nair, who was in court, who was tracking every update as it was happening. And we were keeping you ahead with all the highlights of the hearing in the Supreme Court. The biggest takeaway, Harish, at this point of time is what happened towards the end. When the Supreme Court, when the CJI himself said we are disturbed by the kind of violence that has been taking place, the SG also remarked that the system is being pressurized using violence. Take us through the highlights of what happened in court.
Yes, that's right. Towards the fag end of the 2.5 hour long hearing, the Chief Justice touched upon the violence witnessed in Murshidabad related following the Waqf Amendment Act protest. And this is the exact exchange what happened. For the benefit of the viewers I'm bringing. The Chief Justice Khanna said one thing is very disturbing is the violence that is taking place. If the matter is pending here, it should not happen. He was referring to the Murshidabad violence. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta for the center and for the BJP ruled states said yes, they think they can pressurize the system by this. At this moment, Kapil Sibal, who was appearing for one of the petitioners who had challenged the Waqf Act, said who is pressurizing who, we don't know. But the Chief Justice went on to say there are positive points in the bill, do highlight that. But what happened is that after the 3-hour-long hearing, the Supreme Court has deferred the matter for further hearing at 2 p.m. tomorrow. And as we have been reporting earlier, Supreme Court is passing 3 orders. That is, number 1, the properties declared by courts as waqfs should not be denotified as waqfs, whether they are by waqf by user or waqf by deed, while the court is hearing the challenge. Number 2, the court further ordered that the proviso to the Amendment Act, as per which a waqf property will not be treated as waqf while the collector is conducting inquiry whether the property is government land or not. Number 3, court also says that all members of the waqf boards and Central Waqf Council must be Muslims except the ex officio members. So, in fact, why the Supreme Court was mulling these orders is because Supreme Court very clearly had several pointed questions to the center and said that several of the clauses in the Waqf Amendment Act required a sort of clarification. Basically, the number 1, the waqf by user. The prima facie, the Supreme Court said that it is in fact part of the Muslim faith that it's a dedication to Allah, and it has been happening since hundreds of years. So you cannot insist on documents, you cannot undo, which is something which has been established. That is why this particular provision. Number 2, the Supreme Court also questioned how a senior government official or a collector can adjudicate a dispute between the government and a Muslim individual, because saying that a collector or a senior government official will definitely side with the government. Therefore, he was referring to Kapil Sibal's argument that how can a government be a litigant and also a judge at the same time. And the third point of contention was in fact the Supreme Court finding prima facie merit in the argument of all these petitioners, most of them from Muslim organizations, that how can a non-Muslim be part of Central Waqf Council or a state Waqf board, which is primarily dealing with the properties of as given as dedication to Allah, is entirely a matter of Muslim religious ethics. And also the Supreme Court said that is why the Supreme Court said that all members of Waqf boards and Central Waqf Council must be Muslims except the ex-officio members. But this particular order has not been passed because Solicitor General Tushar Mehta said if the Supreme Court is going ahead and passing such an interim order, the central government needs to be heard in more detail, and therefore the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice said that yes, we will hold more hearing. Let us hear this matter for some more time before passing this interim order. Because Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, who was defending the act, saying that widespread consultation had been had, felt that the Supreme Court is clearly going into the merits of the matter even before calling for the centre's response in this regard. And because Supreme Court, the centre merely said, without saying the order, just issue notice, we will file a reply. But the Supreme Court repeatedly asked, will you allow a Muslim person to be part of a Hindu endowment board? There were several questions, pointed questions from the Supreme Court as to the centre. Let me read out a few of them. The Supreme Court asking, the Supreme Court saying that there was several observations like
Harish, we also have Dipankar with us. He's also been speaking to the petitioners when they came out of the court. As you get us more highlights, as you take your time to peruse through those highlights once again, let me go across to Dipankar. Dipankar, you spoke to the petitioners when they came out. Towards the fag end of today's hearing came the big observation, and that was with regards to the violence that has been unfolding. The CGI said we are disturbed by what has been happening with regards to the violence. The SG then remarked that this violence is being used to put pressure on the system, to which Kapil Sibal said that who's pressurizing whom needs to be seen. Tomorrow, when the interim orders will be passed, are you expecting that there will be some kind of observations or comments on the violence that has been happening? And have the petitioners, when they came out of court, did they also speak about this observation that was made?
Well, yes, clearly the observation was made by the Supreme Court that it expressed its concern regarding the violence that had been happening. So it is clear that there will be some remarks or some observations regarding the violence that is going on in the order that may come out tomorrow. And when I talked to Amanatullah Khan, who was one of the petitioners in the Waqf board matter, he had said that there was violence that has been going on because the properties were being taken over and people were not allowed to perform namaz in the masjid. So these violence were there, but he also showed a belief that with the order of the Supreme Court there will be justice done, and that will
Let me once again, Dipankar, go back to Harish, who has all the details of the exchange that happened in the court with regards to the violence. Harish, you've been getting us word to word details that were mentioned, the observations that were made. Once again, for the benefit of our viewers, tell us everything that happened in court with regards to what the Supreme Court expressed, how it expressed its concern over the violence that's taking place.
Yes, that's right. At the fag end of the hearing, the Chief Justice said that you should go to the area and persuade the people to and make them understand that this particular matter is pending in the court. Violence which is happening related to Waqf, that is very unfortunate. It has to be addressed. At this juncture, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta said that the system is being pressurized in some manner, and this cannot be countenanced. And but the Chief Justice said the plus points of this act should also be made known to the people. So that is in fact the exact exchange that happened. Let me once again read out. It said that Chief Justice said that there are positive points in the bill do highlight that. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta went on to say yes, they think they can pressurize the system by such acts of violence. So this is what happened towards the fag end of the hearing. And as I've been reporting, there were several important observations made by the Supreme Court repeatedly.
We'll come back to you, Harish, to get all those highlights. This remains our top focus here on Times Now. I'd like to thank both Harish and Dipankar for breaking down all those details here.